Hello everyone, you're welcome to our topic today. Today we'll be discussing how to apologize and forgive in a relationship. Apology and forgiveness are essential tools for restoring and repairing and also strengthening a relationship. They allow partners to navigate conflict, heal emotional wounds, and create a foundation of trust and understanding. Now we are diving into the importance of apology in a relationship. Number one, restores trust. You see, a sincere apology acknowledges the harm caused and shows commitment to the relationship. When there is a sincere apology, it acknowledges the harms caused, and shows what is called commitment to the relationship. So it restores what is called trust. So number two is that it validates emotions. What do we mean by this? It means that it recognizes your partner's feelings and demonstrates that their experience matters to you. Number three, it fosters understanding. What I mean by this? Apologies create an opportunity to discuss what went wrong in the first place and prevent future misunderstanding. So now we are diving into how to apologize effectively. So if there must be an apology, if someone must apologize, it must be done in an effective manner for it to do what? To work. So how to apologize effectively? One, acknowledge the hurt. Clearly state what you did wrong and why it caused pain. Example, you have to say, I am sorry for not listening to your concerns in the first place. And I see how that made you feel unheard. You see? So you have to acknowledge the hurt in the first place by saying this, that I'm sorry for not listening to your concerns. I see how that made you feel in the first place, or how this thing makes you feel unheard. So that is it. Number two, you have to take what is called responsibility for your actions. Take responsibility for your actions. You have to avoid blaming or making excuses for what you did. You have to say, I was wrong. See, I was wrong. You have to say, I was wrong. Accept your responsibility and take it as your responsibility. You have to take responsibility for your actions. So that's what he's trying to explain here. Number three, you have to express what is called regret for your actions. Express regret by showing genuine remorse and empathy for your partner's feelings. Example, you have to say, I deeply regret making you feel this way. You see, number four, you have to offer what is called a solution to what you did, a kind of a plan or a kind of a way out. So by explaining how you will change your behavior from that time on, so that you, the kind of mistake or what you did in the first place will not be repeated again. So you have to say, next time I will make sure to discuss plans with you before making decisions if that is what you did wrong in the first place. So number five, you have to ask for forgiveness. How to ask for forgiveness? When you ask for forgiveness, you have to leave a space for your partner or wait for your partner to process your forgiveness and give you a response, a kind of. So And you have to say as well, I hope you can forgive me. And I will do my best to make sure things start getting right, that I don't repeat same mistake again. No. Now we are diving into the importance of forgiveness in a relationship. Forgiveness has so many importance in a relationship. Number one, we are going to talk about these reason of resentment. It resists resentment. So forgiving helps both partners to let go of anger and resentments that can harm the relationship. When you forgive, then it releases what is called resentment. Resentment, if keeps building relationship, it can harm the relationship. So it's when forgiveness comes in, it releases what is called resentment. So number two is that it promotes what is called healing. So forgiveness promotes what is called healing by creating a pathway to emotional recovery and strengthening the bond between the two partners. Number three is that it encourages growth as well. Forgiveness teaches compassion and understanding, making the relationship more resilient. So now we are diving into how to forgive effectively. If you must forgive, you need to forgive effectively. So steps on how to forgive effectively. Number one, you need to acknowledge the hurt. What do you mean by this? You need to validate your emotions and express them calmly to your partner. Example, you have to say, what you said really hurt me, but I want us to move forward. Okay. Then coming to number two, you have to understand their intentions. What do you mean by this? You have to seek what is called clarity on why the mistake happened in the first place. And to know whether it was intentional or as a result of mistake. Number three, you have to communicate openly to your partner. You have to share how the actions affected you in the first place, how you felt in the first place, and also listening to the apology that they will give to you with an open mind. You see? So number four, you have to do what? You have to let go of resentment. You have to recognize that forgiveness is for your emotional peace as much as theirs. So you have to avoid bringing up the issue repeatedly once it is resolved. You let go from that time. As soon as it is resolved, you let go. You avoid bringing it up again. You see. Number five, rebuild trust gradually. So you need to rebuild trust gradually. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. That's what we are trying to say here. When you forgive someone, it doesn't mean that you've forgotten what the person did wrong in the first place. So, forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It means giving your partner a chance to prove themselves over time. So when you forgive someone, it doesn't mean that you've forgotten what they did wrong in the first place. So you have to rebuild trust gradually until you get there. So now we are diving into challenges that we found in apology and forgiveness. There are so many challenges, but we will discuss a very few of them now. Number one is ego and pride. Ego and pride. So because of ego and pride, some people struggle to admit that they are wrong or even to forgive other people, because they've got ego in themselves. If they go wrong, they don't even believe or accept that they are wrong. They will say, no, I'm not wrong, I'm right. And even if that it is time for them to apologize to someone for going wrong, they will still not will they will still struggle to ask for an apology because of the ego and pride in themselves, So ego and pride is one of the challenges that we face in apology and forgiveness. Some people struggle to do what? To accept that they are wrong in the first place. And also, because of the ego and pride, they find it very, very difficult to apologize. And some people, even if you apologize to them, at the end of the day, because of the ego and pride, they would not accept your apology at the same time. So another one is lack of sincerity. Lack of sincerity. So when there is a insincere apology, at the end of the day, it can make things worse. Insincere apologies when you apologize with an insincere heart. When you are just saying, I'm sorry, or I'm sorry for what I did, but you did not mean what you are saying. No, you are just saying it for the sake of saying it. You are not sincere in what you are saying. So when you do that, it means lack of, you are doing it as a result of lack of sincerity. You haven't got sincere heart in you when you are doing it. And when you do that, it's not good. At the end of the day, it could make things worse at the end of the day. So another one is fear of vulnerability. Forgiving requires opening up and trusting again, which can feel risky. So forgiving, it requires what is called opening up and trusting again. When there is forgiveness, then it will require you to open up and trusting again, which along the line can make you feel risky. So now we're diving into the tips for growth through apology and forgiveness. We are going to discuss some tips for growth through apology and forgiveness. If you want a kind of growth, to achieve growth through apology and forgiveness, you need to abide to these tips that we are going to mention now. Number one is you need to create what is called a safe space. What do we mean by this? When you discuss any issue, discuss it calmly. Don't raise your voice. Don't shout at your partner. Don't blame your partner. Don't judge your partner. Don't try to escalate things. Do it in a constructive manner. So at the end of the day, you will achieve growth through apology and forgiveness. But if you start raising your voice, or you start judging your partner, or you start blaming, or start looking for who is right and wrong, along the line, you are not going to achieve the growth. You see? So you need to do what? You need to do it in a constructive manner by creating a safe space. So it says you need to create a safe space. When you create a safe space, you do it in a constructive manner, without judging your partner, without raising voice, without blaming your partner, without looking for who is wrong or who is right. So at the end of the day, you achieve what is called growth through apology and forgiveness. So another one, that is number 2, is you need to practice what is called empathy. Empathy is when you put yourselves in your partner's shoes to understand their perspective or their pain. When you feel the pain of other people by men just looking at them or staying with them, when you see them, you know how they feel. You understand how they feel. That is called empathy. You need to empathize with your partner by practicing empathy. So you put your partner's shoes. You put yourself in your partner's shoes to understand how they feel. When you do that, you feel their pain. You know how they feel. You see? So you need to practice empathy. Number 3 is you need to be patient. Healing and rebuilding trust takes what? Time. It's not something that is done instantly. It's not something that could be achieved instantly. So it needs what? Patience. You need to exercise patience. You need to give it time for it to work. It doesn't work instantly. It needs patience. Without patience in the relationship, you are going nowhere. You are not going to achieve anything. At the end of the day, you rush into relationship and you rush to come out from the relationship. Be it friendship, be it courtship, be it marriage. If you haven't got any patience in you in the first place, you are going nowhere. And the same thing applicable to other areas of life. Patience is always the key. You have to be patient and always tolerate your partner. If you don't tolerate, you are not gonna get along with the person that you are in a relationship, because we are not perfect. We are all humans. So as you are not perfect, he or she is not perfect. There are something that you do that is not right, and there are something that he or she does that are not right. So when it comes into that way, you do what? You try to tolerate, accept, and acknowledge imperfections. Along the line, the relationship will thrive. So, and all these things get or goes along with patience. If you haven't got patience, you will not even remember that you need to tolerate in the first place. If you haven't got patience, you will not remember that there is what is called imperfections in the first place. So when you got patience in you, it will enable you to remember that there is always imperfections in a relationship. If you realize that, you acknowledge it, you accept it, you tolerate it, then the relationship will thrive at the end of the day. Now we are coming to the conclusion and final thought. Apology and forgiveness are acts of courage, humility, and love that fosters personal and relational growth. A sincere apology can mend broken trust, and true forgiveness can free both partners from the weight of past world mistakes. So in the end, the relationship thrives on the willingness to acknowledge imperfections, learn from them, and choose love and understanding every day. You see, together these practices pave the way for a stronger world, healthier partnership or relationship. If you watch till this end, we say a big thank you for watching. We ask you to subscribe if you haven't. We ask you to share this video to other people so that they will learn as we did. You can comment down below and like this video, and that's it. We say a big thank you and see you when we see you again.